guys? Hope you're having a great Thursday. We are recouping from just a month of sickness here in our house. Everyone seems to be on the mend and better today, but boy, have we been getting hit hard. So I thought today I would give us just a little bit of springtime cheer. We are just rooting on for getting out of this winter, this sick season, and ready for spring. Today I picked up just some pretty elements at the flower market, and I thought I would whip up a springtime arrangement. Nothing to me speaks spring more than blooming branches. And here I have some quince branches, but you can use cherry blossom branches, you can use branches that have the little yellow buds on it. Any branches that you can find, snip some off outside would work great, but I think that it just evokes spring to me and I love it so much. So today we're working with quince. Again, I love these bud into like very pretty pink, light pink flowers. We are also using a little bit of this eucalyptus. I also have some of this fuzzy green stuff. I'm sorry, I do not know what it's called, but it is from my yard. I liked the color and the texture to it. We have some Dusty Miller. For the flowers, we are working with these white Ranunculus. I was so happy to see some at the flower market today. And lastly, these white ruffly flowers are so beautiful, but they have the worst name. They're called Scabiosa. We're working with white to keep things simple and fresh, a hopefully very feminine wild bouquet here. I am also working with this. You've seen this before in my previous videos. I have a ton of these on hand. This is just a mercury glass footed vase vessel. I am using a soaked oasis square today. I feel like that was gonna hold the branches really well and in a particular place that I wanted it. So those are the ingredients that we're working with today. Of course, I also have my floral shears and we are ready to go. So as always, we're gonna build our base with all of our greenery. We're just going to clip and start to build. When working with oasis, be sure to pull off the layer of greenery on the bottom. Flowers into the oasis, make sure that the bottom of your flower or greenery piece is not sticking out the bottom so that it will be truly soaking up all the water that it needs. So just a tip when you're working with Dusty Miller, be sure to group it together. If you use individual leaves, it just looks a little sloppy and silly, whereas if you keep them kind of combined and together, you pinch it when you put it into the oasis, it just adds for a little bit more of structure. See here that it is full looking from the top, from the sides as we spin it. The different greenery elements really give a lot of variety, and honestly it's so beautiful just like this. But now it's the fun part, and now we get to add the flowers. The next largest bloom, which for me are our ranunculus today. What I love about ranunculus are, I feel like they are so delicate and beautiful. I just love all the layers. I find them to be just very beautiful and doing a little bit more of an abstract look here. Girly, feminine. So as I'm putting them in the oasis here, the flower foam, I am just doing it at varying heights, and I'm making sure that the flowers are facing various directions, since this will be in a place where we'll be able to see it from all levels. So give it a good trim, stick it down in the oasis. Be sure to spin so that you can kind of see what's happening. As you can see, this is definitely a lot more of an abstract, free-flowing arrangement, but that's kind of what I liked and what I wanted. And so now I'm done with my ranunculus, and now I'm going to add the Scabiosa flower. And then lastly, we will add our branches. What's fun about these are kind of like a roughly wildflower look, and they have a very sturdy stem, so they're good for kind of getting these higher dimensions and depth. But the ones that don't bloom, I feel like are just as cute. They add a little bit of texture and different element. So don't be afraid to use the other pieces. And same with the ranunculus. Some of the ranunculus have really tight buds. Add those in because those add some fun visual element to your arrangement. So loving how this is coming together. I'm just gonna give it a spin and see what it looks like. Now we're gonna add some branches. Now I'm obviously not gonna use this whole pile that I have. I just want a few little accent pieces. So we're just gonna cut and see. I'm not sure exactly how far I want these sticking out. I can't decide if I want to have one on each side or just do all on one. I think I like this as is. So I'm gonna spin it around. Might move some of my flowers a little bit, pull them up a tad. So I added 3 branches. I added 2 on this side, and then we'll have 1 on this side to kind of balance it out. I think I liked that best. You could just do one side. But I think visually this looks pretty. Here's our final product. I am so happy with it. I like the wildness and the more abstract, free-flowing arrangement that we put together today. And as you can see, as I spin it, and you can see it a little bit better now that have a blank surface behind me, that it looks good from all angles. I feel like this just screams winter with just the greenery and whites, but it also then is like, hey, spring, you're coming. So I love this. I hope you enjoyed making this with me today. If you guys have any questions, please leave a comment below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and we will see you guys next week. Bye. Also, any extra branches you can place just in a big glass jar or vase, and they add a beautiful touch, simple and sweet.